Hello everybody and welcome to my podcast. In today's episode we're going to do a quick Q&A because I'm aware that since last week we've gotten lots of new listeners here. So first of all, thank you so much for joining over on my YouTube. It really means a lot. We've grown so much since the last week. We've hit 3 million on TikTok, which is absolutely crazy. So yeah, I'm gonna do a quick Q&A for you to get to know me better. The Merc will take it away with the intro. If you don't know who that is, it's a very talented rapper and musician. I have linked all his socials down in the description below. He'll take it away with his new single, and welcome back to the School of Hope. And we are back. Welcome back, everybody, and welcome to everybody who's new here to the podcast. I mean, since the last time we talked, I think back Wednesday, so much has happened. And before I start, let me just say thank you so incredibly much for 3 million followers on TikTok. That is absolutely crazy. I mean, since I guess the past week, we have grown like I want to say like 1 million followers, which is nuts. The Swag Nation is really taking over. Whole TikTok is staying drippy and staying swaggy. And yeah, I just want to say, 3 million is such a crazy number. All I ever wanted to do is make people smile. I want to make videos that can distract people, that can, just give them something to laugh about. None of my videos are to be taken too serious. They're all just jokes, and they're just ways for me to make people smile, which is everything I've ever wanted to do. And the fact that 3 million of you are enjoying my videos that much, that you follow me, that you hop over to this YouTube channel and listen to me talk, that is insane. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. Next on the list is the Swag Nation. I mean, that is, in all fairness, when I made the first swag video, I think that was like the Itachi video when he made that face when I made that face first. I didn't think much of it. I honestly barely even wanted to upload it because I thought it wouldn't be very funny. But I did, and I guess here we are. Now everything I do is like swag and drip content, and I'm It's nuts. Also, that like the fact that so many of you have actually changed your profile picture to mine. The fact that so many of you are spreading the swag around TikTok, making it drippy and swaggy. That makes me smile so much. Reading all these comments. Whenever I click on a video now on TikTok, I always see one of my profile pictures under there, and It's crazy. So thank you so much for all the support. I am so happy that you're liking the swag, you're liking the drip, that you are representing it so well. And always, since we are so many people, I guess I have to let you know that always treat each other with kindness and respect. I know that there's lots of people out there who maybe don't want to change their profile picture. And I never want to like force anybody to change their profile picture. This is all just for fun. This is all just, for you to, enjoy your experience on TikTok, to be a part of something. But we don't want to force anybody to change their profile picture. This is all just for fun. So always treat each other with kindness and spread the swag. Speaking of swag, I am working on merchandise that will represent, on one hand, anime, on the other hand, swag and drip. It should combine those two things, and I'm trying to find a way, and I am working with designers on a logo, on designs for, t-shirts, sweatshirts, and hoodies, and I want them to be unique. I want them to, actually be something that you would want to wear, that you would feel cool wearing. So that's always on the forefront of my mind. I hope we can launch the website end of this week when you're listening to this. I cannot make any promises. I'm working hard on it. But right now I'm working with the designers on like finalizing the prints. So be patient. As soon as it's ready, you're gonna hear from me. Okay, the last update for today before we jump into the Q&A will be the video game tournament. And for everybody who's new to this channel, on my Instagram, I always do these tournaments on my Instagram, in my Instagram stories. And the current tournament is a video game character tournament where you guys on Instagram have chosen your favorite 32 video game characters. And every 2 days in my Instagram stories, we're having 2 matches. The last 2 matches were Pikachu. Let me get this right. Pikachu versus Kratos. And Pikachu actually lost against Kratos, which was fairly close. Let me see if I can... No, actually, that was not the last match. The last match was Charizard versus Super Mario. And Charizard won with 743 votes compared to 547. Now that we're so many people on my Instagram as well, we're getting so many votes in these. It's really awesome. So we're getting like accurate results. And the other match was Sub-Zero versus Chris Redfield. And Jesus Christ, that was just a stomp because Sub-Zero won with 1,165 votes compared to 136. The next 2 matches. While you're listening to this, hop onto my Instagram in my Instagram stories. My next 2 matches are going to be Steve from Minecraft versus Rio from Street Fighter and Doomslayer versus Link from Zelda. And if you want to, I'm going to link the tournament tree down in the description below so you can follow along what the current standings are of the tournament. But it is getting spicy. We are currently in round 2 of 5 rounds. And yeah, it should be very interesting. All right, so today we're going to do another Q&A. I wanted to do this because I know that we have gained lots of new listeners to the podcast, and I want to give you the opportunity to get to know me better. Also, since my platform has grown so much over the past few weeks and the past month, I guess, it has gotten increasingly harder for me to keep up with all your Instagram DMs. I'm trying to respond to everybody, but you have to understand that there are so many people messaging me, and it's hard for me to keep up and like to really keep track of who have I replied to, who have I not replied to. I'm always trying to keep up to date and respond to everybody, but understand that it might take me longer than usual because obviously I'm getting lots of messages, and all your messages have been incredibly kind. I always love reading them. I always love responding, but unfortunately my time is very limited. So I'm doing these Q&As more often now, so you get the chance to talk to me. I have chosen a few questions, and the first one will be from Jason. What got you into anime? So I think the first time I've watched an anime was actually Naruto, and it was when I was, I want to say 9 or 10 years old. And I remember sitting in my parents' bedroom, like they had this really tiny gray TV, and I was sitting like a meter away from the TV, which is probably horrible for your eyes. No, most likely horrible for your eyes. And this commercial was running for Naruto. And I remember watching it, and I remember watching the first episode. And from that point on, I was addicted. Because when I was young, during my childhood especially, I was moving cities a lot. I was switching schools, and it was really tough for me to fit into, I guess just, it was really tough for me to find new friends. Especially when you're little, it's hard to really be yourself and be confident about yourself. So it was really tough, going to a new city, leaving old friends behind, having to find new friends. And I felt like Naruto was kind of going through the exact same thing as me, as in feeling like an outcast, feeling like he doesn't really belong anywhere. And that just meant so much to me because I felt understood. And yeah, from that point on, Naruto has been my favorite anime, and it still is. I've watched so many other anime until now, but Naruto will always hold a special place in my heart just because of that reason. The next question is from Amadeus. How do I unlock my inner swag? So I've gotten lots of DMs about, swag and how to be swaggy, how to be drippy. And honestly, this is just my personal opinion. Swag is just a synonym for feeling yourself, feeling good about yourself. And it really comes down to realizing that each and every one of us is special. There's no two Christians on this world. There's no two Amadeuses, no two Jasons on this world. Each one of us has something that makes us special and that makes us different from everybody else. And it's about you realizing what makes you special and embracing that, which will unlock your inner swag. I think there is nothing more cool, there's nothing more attractive, and there's nothing more confident than understanding that you are different and you should be proud of that, and you should show whatever makes you different to the entire world. That's how you unlock your inner swag. The next question is from Jonathan. When did you start doing TikTok? So I downloaded the app in January. No, when did I download? Yeah, probably like January 2020. And until that point, I didn't think much of TikTok. I was a huge fan of Vine. If you guys still remember Vine, it used to be that app where you upload 6-second videos or 7-second videos. I don't know exactly how much it was. But that was so much fun. And I always felt like, until January, I felt like TikTok was just trying to be Vine. It was just, Vine, but not funny. But to be fair, I hadn't watched many TikToks. All the TikToks I knew were like people dancing and people lip syncing, which always felt a little, that wasn't really my type of content. I was missing the jokes, the funniness of Vine. But I heard so much about TikTok that I just had to look into it. I just had to see for myself what it actually was about. And as soon as I downloaded it, like, after an hour of scrolling through TikTok, I was like, I was so wrong. This is actually the best thing that has ever existed. It was so funny. And I think the beauty of TikTok is really that people can be themselves and people are being celebrated for being themselves. I'm seeing people of all different ages, all different colors. I'm even seeing disabled people showing themselves, not being afraid to show themselves, and actually being hyped up for that, like being celebrated for showing themselves, showing how flawed they are, showing their shortcomings, and not being scared of doing so. And I think that is really what's missing in other social media platforms. But TikTok really has been able to create this, I guess, movement, so to speak, where people really can be themselves and are not afraid of being themselves. So yeah, I guess I uploaded my first video on TikTok in February, like exactly on Valentine's Day. So February 14th. And ever since that day, like, I have not really stopped uploading. Obviously now I'm uploading more frequently. I'm uploading like 3 times a day. But since I uploaded my first video, I just knew that this was it for me. The next question is from Victor. What would you say to your 10-year-old self? Jeez, that's a deep question. My 10-year-old self. Thinking back, my 10-year-old self was really insecure. My 10-year-old self was struggling to find a place, struggling to fit in. So I would tell my 10-year-old self to be myself, to not be afraid to show who I am, because I have so many talents. Back then, I just didn't want to see it. and I didn't want to embrace it. I was just super shy. I still am, to be honest. And I know it sounds ironic. I am a very shy person in general. Like, I'm not very outgoing. I'm not very expressive when in public, or like around strangers. Once I know you, once I become comfortable with you, I myself, but I'm always having trouble like breaking the ice. And I guess when I was 10-year-old, like I've gotten much better, but I would still describe myself as a more introvert, I would say. But anyway, so I would tell my 10-year-old self to keep being myself. Don't ever change who I am for anybody else. Don't ever try to impress people who don't necessarily care about you, and always treat other people with positivity, because that positivity will eventually come back to you. The next question is from Sebastian. Who's stronger, Saitama or Goku? And oh my god, I've gotten this question 1,000 times, and I'm not even kidding. Probably because I've done lots of Saitama and Goku videos. But who's stronger between Saitama and Goku? I mean, so I guess first of all, we need to realize or understand that One Punch Man and Saitama, it was intended as a parody, as a commentary on shonen manga itself. In One Punch Man, all these super villains get like built up like in a regular shonen manga. They're like super overpowered and intimidating, and then they threaten to destroy and kill everybody around them, and then Saitama pops up and like punches them and they just die. And the funny thing about season 1 of One Punch Man is that it really dives into the fact that Saitama is struggling and with honestly like depression, because he cannot find anybody who can give him a good fight. And everything he's ever wanted to do was to become a hero. But now he's gotten so strong that nobody's even taking him serious anymore. Nobody is believing him for the strength he actually has. So with that all being said, I think, if Goku was to fight Saitama in One Punch Man, Goku would lose. If Saitama was to fight Goku in Dragon Ball, Saitama would lose. That's my opinion. And if they would fight on even grounds, I mean, I don't know. Because the whole thing about Dragon Ball and Goku is that Goku always overcomes struggle. Like, Goku is not invincible. We've seen him lose. We've seen him die. So Dragon Ball really is about overcoming yourself, growing, and overcoming struggle. So these two mangas are just, and these two characters are just inherently different. Who would win in a straight up fight on even grounds, Saitama or Goku? It's really tough. No matter what I say, I think in like, if they fight 10 times, I think Saitama's gonna win 5 and Goku's gonna win 5. It's pretty even. It's pretty even. Because you could say Saitama has never really been injured, right? And Saitama, has never really shown his true strength. But with Goku, we've seen him like his power level is so far and beyond what Saitama has ever shown. It's tough. It's really tough. It's really even. I don't know how to answer this question if I'm being honest. The next question is from King Yasin. What do you think about One Piece? I love One Piece. So after I started watching Naruto, I immediately jumped into One Piece because those two anime shows were like airing at the same time where I live. I live in Germany, and they were kind of coming up at the same time. I think One Piece was a little earlier than Naruto, but still they were like always airing at the same time. So it was always Naruto first and then One Piece. So I really grew up watching these two anime, and I love it. I still keep up with it. Lately I have been slacking off a little, keeping up with the manga. I know it's like going down between Kaido, Big Mom, and everybody, and like and Luffy and the whole gang on the roof. But yeah, I love One Piece. I mean, that anime is gonna go on for ever. It feels like I do not see an end coming anytime soon. I know Oda has said that it's gonna be like 5 more years or something. I have no clue, but honestly, Oda is gonna take as much time as he needs to like really round out the story, because there is so much more he needs to tell. I mean, I'm honestly impressed that Oda is still able to like keep up with all these storylines, and that we don't really see him like mess up. We've never really seen him release a manga and then be like, oh, damn, I've made a mistake. Like, I actually didn't want to do this. I actually didn't want to do that. That means he has to plan ahead so incredibly far. And on the way of like reaching his like end goal of like the One Piece, or like Luffy becoming the king of the pirates, or whatever the ending is going to be. Like all the detail he's putting into each and every single character is crazy. And we haven't even gotten all the backstories of the Straw Hats themselves. I mean, we know next to nothing about Zoro's backstory. We know a little bit, but I was really hoping that they would dive deeper into Zoro's backstory during Wano, which we have not gotten much, so like anything so far. I was really hoping that Oda would like, because you know, Zoro has always had this samurai kind of vibe. He's carrying katanas with him, and I thought in Wano he would really get like a power up, which he did, in terms of like, you know, the new sword and like the new haki. But I was really hoping that they would dive deeper into his backstory, which they have not yet, but I'm hoping they still will. But we shall see. But yeah, One Piece, like after Naruto for me comes not One Piece, and not in a particular order. It's just that Naruto was the first anime I've ever watched, and it's really dear to my heart. But One Piece, I grew up watching One Piece as well, and it's one of my favorite anime as well. The next question is from Wildly. How old are you? I am 26 years old. I get that question a lot as well. I'm 26 years old. I live in Germany, which is also something you've been asking me a lot. I am born in Germany. My mom is Korean and she grew up in America, and my dad is 100% German. So I'm half Korean, half German, and I have an American citizenship. So it's kind of complicated, but I'm born in Germany. I am German. I grew up speaking German. So there you go. I'm 26 years old and German. Ada, also if I'm mispronouncing any of your names, I really apologize, but I'm trying my best. But Ada is asking me, how did you become so drippy? I don't know. I mean, first of all, I'm honored you think so. How did I become so drippy? I think it goes back to like the question from Amadeus. How do I unlock my inner swag? Being drippy and being swaggy, it really has a lot to do with your confidence, how you feel about yourself. I don't think you can be swaggy or drippy without embracing who you truly are. Every single human being is different, and every single human being has traits and talents and flaws that really make them special. And it's about embracing those traits, embracing those talents, and embracing, honestly, your own taste that will make you drippy. For the longest time, especially when I was younger, I was constantly trying to be like somebody else. I was constantly trying to be cooler by imitating somebody who I thought was cool. I was always trying to impress other people in order to fit into a certain group. Like in school, I was trying to, impress this certain group of people so I can hang out with them. And I thought that was just what I had to do, because I never felt like anybody really liked me for who I was. I always had the feeling that I had to, change. I had to, and I didn't really know who I was at that point. And I think nobody does. If you're that young, you really need time to understand who you really are. And I still do. I still don't really know who I am. I'm still figuring it out every day, but the only way you can find out is by putting yourself out there, by not being scared of embracing who you are. If you constantly pretend to be something else, to be somebody else, in order to impress other people, you will never be able to find yourself. You will always be in this endless circle of trying to impress somebody and then not feeling like you're enough, and then trying to impress them more and still not feeling like you're enough. And in the end, honestly, what helped me a lot was realizing that the more I was actually being myself, the better friends I found. The better friends I found. God, that was tough to say. The friends I still have right now are still from high school. It's a handful of friends, and they really embrace me for who I am. And, ever since I found them, I stopped trying to impress other people by, just pretending to be somebody else, because I realized that the best friends in life, the most important people in life, will always love you for who you truly are. And I don't think there's anything more drippy than that. The last question for today comes from Melbourne, and she's asking, what do you think about the Philippines? So this is actually something that has been catching my eye as of late. I have been noticing that, especially in the southeastern region around like the Philippines and, those countries, I've gained like a lot of followers, which is, first of all, greetings back to the Philippines, greetings back to everybody over there. I've never been there. I would love to. I mean, it looks beautiful. But yeah, that has been really interesting to me. I've gotten lots of like, on TikTok, you can duet a video and react to it. I've got lots of duets from like those countries, from the Philippines, for example. I don't speak the language. I don't really know what they're like saying in the comments, but I'm just happy that they like my videos that much. So about the Philippines themselves, as I said, I've never been. I would love to go. I've honestly not been traveling very much, and not because of Corona, even before Corona. I've not been much of a traveler as of late, which I do want to change. As soon as this whole COVID thing has blown over, hopefully soon, I'm really looking forward to getting out there more often, to, maybe take like a week or there and to just like travel, take some time to myself, travel with friends, travel to my family in America, see them again, just, getting out there, because I really have not really taken the time to travel around, which is unfortunate, because I think if you do have the opportunity to, you should really go out there and see the world, get some other perspectives, meet some other people. I mean, the world is huge, and there's so much you have not seen before, so much that can like change your perspective, change your mind on certain things. And going to the Philippines that'll be awesome. I mean, I would love to. I really miss the ocean too. I grew up swimming. I love swimming. I'm terrified of sharks, but I love swimming in the ocean, which is kind of ironic. But yeah, I cannot even remember the last time I was at a beach, just seeing the ocean, smelling the water. That is something I definitely miss. And yeah, I mean, I would love to go. Going to the Philippines. Philippines is a country that's definitely on my list. So that will round up today's podcast episode. I will do more of these Q&As in the future, because I'm realizing that it's, as I said before, it's become more and more tough for me to respond to like comments and to really talk to you people. which is unfortunate. But I guess that's just the price I have to pay with having like a platform that's constantly growing. So I want to do more Q&As to like talk to you, to give you the opportunity to ask me honestly whatever. Even this time I have not gotten the chance to answer all your questions. I've gotten so many, questions in my Instagram stories for this Q&A. I was just trying to choose a few that I felt like were asked most often. But I've not been able to like answer all the questions in the Q&As. So we're going to do more of these. For everybody who's new to the podcast, I'm doing an episode every month, Monday and Wednesday. And then on Friday, I'm usually uploading like a random video. It could be a tutorial. It could be an editing tutorial. I'm also looking to maybe do some behind the scenes or just day in the life videos. Still working on that, but that will come in the future. You can also listen to this podcast on Spotify and iTunes. I have all these links in the description below. If you want to hang out with me on a more day-to-day basis, you can do that as well. I have a Discord server. So down in the description in YouTube, I have a link somewhere at the bottom, I think, where it says join Discord or something. You click on it. You'll be able to join my Discord server. I'm online pretty much every evening and I talk to everybody on there, and it's always a lot of fun. So you can come over there and hang out with me that way. But with that all being said, before I'm starting to lose my voice, Jesus, I wish everybody listening to this a great start to your week. I hope you had a great weekend. I will talk to you back on Wednesday. Until then, enjoy your week, stay jippy, stay swaggy, and I'll see you on Wednesday.
Hanging on to hope with a grapevine. That was so dope, but the pain lost. Nah, all I really do is pump fire.